Sanctuary 2024, a short animation narrated by celebrity Evanna Lynch. Here's why you should be watching it, especially if you know a non-vegan to show. Sanctuary brackets 2024 is narrated by Evanna Lynch, as we said, and she was a good choice for this because this whole animation opens up very dreamy like. There is a beautiful tone to the animation. It opens up introducing a sanctuary run by Indigo and her mother. The opening is of the sanctuary, then they are in a kitchen. It looks very homely. There is oat milk on the table, which we love to see. So it's all very lovely, and then it's contrasted with the situation for animals where they are put in danger on the way to a slaughterhouse where they already are going to be in imminent danger. But that contrast works very well because as you're watching it, you start feeling some suspense, which is really good because usually it helps to have a bit of time to build up that connection with an individual so you can feel suspense when they're in danger. But because we know that they're on the way to a slaughterhouse, you know that that danger is present for them anyway. So yeah, that suspense is there. This animation, very short but very poignant, shows an insight to just how important sanctuaries are. We get a chance to connect with a particular cow, and as well as that with Indigo, who has a desire to help animals, and that is a trait that you can admire in her. And it's really interesting that this story was actually inspired by real life events. There was an accident involving pigs in a truck in Brazil, who ended up being thankfully rescued, and a calf named Indigo, who was saved just after her birth with her mother. We get to see at the end of this animation pictures of them thriving. It's just good because you don't really get too much coverage or important stories surrounding sanctuaries, but sanctuaries hold so many animals with so many important stories that are very heartwarming. So to have that space to actually talk about some of the stories is very important. This animation is short, and hence this review will be short, but it is fantastic, especially to offer up to a non-vegan. It's not a brutal watch, but there is an ounce of the reality that happens to these animals. We get a chance to see specifically dairy cows and what they have to go through, just a snippet of what they have to go through in order for the dairy industry to exist. And sanctuaries are very interesting because so many people support them, even people who aren't vegan. But what they forget is that these animals have been saved partially from them, from the actions that they engage in, purchasing animal products that entail the commodification and the killing of sentient beings. When we dive into it further and have perhaps a moment of reflection, we can see that actually the animals are better off in these situations than they are in somewhere like a dairy farm, for example. All in all, the animation is very beautifully done, and it's narrated in a very cozy, welcoming way. You feel like it is quite an emotional watch. I found myself tearing up slightly while I was watching it. I was just like, hold it together. And it's something with a positive ending, because sanctuaries are a place with a positive ending for these animals instead of the ending that they would have seen if animal agriculture had had their way with them. So excellent coverage and an excellent animation by Generation Vegan. 100% check it out. If you've seen it already, let us know what you think. And if you haven't, check it out. The link will be below in the description. Come back here and tell us what you think. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to go vegan for the animals, because they are who it means everything to.